ATV-TALK, the podcast. Sit down with your host industry professional, Leonard Duncan, as the men and women from the ATV world bring their behind-the-scenes stories to life. Every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And remember, dream big. It could be your story one day.
It like I said, it's a big honor to have these men talk to me and represent our country. Because Bryce Ford, how are you, brother?
Great. How are you, Leonard?
I'm doing great, man. Well, hey, thank you for joining in and having this conversation, and congratulations on your pick for Team USA.
Yeah, thank you so much, and this is awesome. I'm excited to talk about this and, go over there and show everyone what our country, what our racing's like, and it's going to be fun for sure.
Oh, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to it myself. I wish I got to go with you guys. I've been to the Czech Republic. It's a pretty neat place. Well, at least was when I was there. We landed on a little airport at the border, and instead of going through customs, we were already at the airport. We just drove down this little side road and right into the town and had lunch, and it was pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, that's super nice. I have no idea what it's like over there, but it's all I'm really looking at is the weather. And just gonna do my thing over there. I feel ready. Obviously, ending Loretta is strong, so
Yeah, I think you're going to do great. I wouldn't get too caught up. Joel Hetrick, how are you, brother?
What's up, Bryce?
What's up, Joel? What's up?
Chad Wilson's there too.
What's up, fellas?
Hey guys, thank you all for joining in, and thank you so much for representing the United States and taking your free time to go over there and show the world what you're made out of and what we're made out of over here in the States.
Definitely looking forward to it. We got a great group of guys this year, and even some young blood with Bryce joining to the crew. So we're pretty excited to be taking off here in a couple weeks to head over there.
That's awesome. Hey, Joel, this is your third time going?
Yeah, this will be my third trip.
And Chad, you've went 3 times, so this will be number 4?
Yes, sir.
So let's dive right into this. I know that Bryce is the younger guy, and you guys are seasoned veterans. Are you going to be taking him under your wing or wings, I should say, and helping him through the excitement of representing the USA in such a huge event? Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, that's what this Team USA is all about. I mean, every year, regardless of the riders, it seems we all come together pretty good at the race and go over lines and just race strategy pretty much and work as a team, and it seems to work really well over there for us. And years past, we've won doing it, and it's different not having your mechanic, on the line with you, being able to prep your game. So asking and kind of conversing about what you should do on the line together because you're the only two on the gate. So that's pretty cool, and Bryce will get to experience that with both of us. So it'll be pretty neat.
Chad, is it totally different for you when you roll up to the line and Joel's your guy and you guys work together, where normally you guys are going out there to beat each other?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different, being the team aspect, because this is the only event that we do that is a team aspect like that. Just being, let's say, for instance, in years past, like if one of us was up to the gate first and our teammate was lined up behind us, we're prepping our teammate's gate like behind us so that when he pulls up, he's able to try to get himself ready and focused, because you don't have a lot of time to be up there prepping your gate if you're the second guy up on the line, because it's double stacked. So it's interesting in that aspect. And then also, like, during qualifying, you're talking different lines and strategy like throughout the race weekend. And definitely Bryce, he's going to have a lot of nerves going into that first race because he's the first one that's going to have a gate drop. So we can help talk him through that, be like, hey, a lot of these guys, you're not used to racing. You got to watch your back and just try to focus forward and don't, go into like a desperation mode where you're going to possibly throw away like a good start position.
So, Bryce, with these two multi-time champions coaching you, how do you feel about that?
It's pretty nice. Honestly, it feels pretty good to be on the same team as two of the best to ever do it. I'm excited. I'm just going to be super focused and do my thing, and I think it'll all come together if I go over there and overthink it, which I'm not going to do. But, yeah, I'm just super excited to ride with Joel and Chad and just, do this as a team. It's nice to finally have a chance to win at something. No, I'm just kidding. But, no, it's super cool. I'm super excited and just going to be focused over there and listen to their advice because they've been over there quite a few times, and just go with the flow and just do what I know how to do.
So how much talk do you guys do strategy-wise before you get on the airplane to go over there? Or is it all done when you land?
Mainly everything's kind of done while you're there. Realistically, everybody adapts differently to like the time change. I think we're going to be jumping 7 time zones on the way over there, so it's going to be try to get acclimated pretty well. Like a big advice is like aircraft, try to get outside and be outside for a long time where you're getting some fresh air, and try to get back on a little bit of a schedule that you can adapt to quickly.
That's pretty awesome. Joel, have you checked the weather, and are you think you're going to acclimate pretty quick?
Weather-wise, it looks to be like a little chilly. But like usually the jet lag, stuff like that, it really hits pretty hard for the first day or two. And we seem to all, get over it, get back on a decent schedule for the most part. In training, while we're there on that different time zone it's interesting because you don't necessarily feel like your best when you're trying to get acclimated and also try to find food to eat that you like, because it's just a lot different.
Yeah, the food's going to be it always has been. I pretty much eat anything that you put in front of me, but easy guys, don't laugh. So yeah, when I've traveled, it was never an issue really. But I know that other people, like my brother, when he traveled, gosh, he really had to be careful because he couldn't eat some of the things because it was so different. Chad, you are on a special diet. Does that mean that you're going to take food with you, or are you going to plan out how you eat?
We send over basically quick snacks that we can grab quickly and not depend on especially being at the track. Track food's not necessarily the best food, so we try to plan out where we send some stuff that is able to be okay for me to eat. But honestly, I can eat anything, but yeah, I'm on a plant-based diet that they have plants there too, so I'm gonna try to find what we can when we get there.
All right. There was a question in the comments about rain tire choice. Joel, we'll start with you. If it's going to rain, what do you think your tire choice is going to be?
I don't know. It just depends really how the track develops. Like years past, it didn't rain and we had to run, the big tires. We encountered at our first trip over, it had rained during the race, but the track was hard packed, and it seemed like, maybe the small tires were still the better option during that really wet race and slick. Like the mud tires that our team had on didn't work as they should have, I guess, but the track was just so hard and slick from it just downpouring that it was a hard call. If the track would have stopped raining and sun came out and been mud, then it probably would have been the right call. But it's going to depend on the day and how that surface gets. Really, I think it's hard packed, and I think it's hard packed. From what I've heard, it's going to be hard. So if it doesn't rain, obviously small tires. Even if it does rain, we might still be on small tires, depending on how hard it really is.
Chad, how do you feel about that question?
Definitely similar answer to what Joel has there. Like, I think we got thrown a pretty big curveball the first year for how hard it was raining, that we were banking on the line for that last race. Like, oh, we're going to smoke these guys on these big tires, and everybody's running smalls, and it actually didn't pan out. I think it panned out for the start first pretty well, but other than that, the rest of the track was like, it was raining so hard that it wasn't muddy. It was just the bigger tires, and we didn't have to worry about the wheel spin. It was just, the bigger tire wasn't the go. But I did watch one video of the track. The track, it does like berm up a little bit. Like, it doesn't have a soft surface. It's a pretty hard surface. But I think it all depends on the weather coming into it. Like, if it rains a lot, it's going to get really good for us, and I think we would like it. And also, like, if it's dry, it's going to get blue groove hard pack. So we kind of got to be ready for anything. I run Maxxis, so it's going to be like the Razor Plus MX small tires, or the Razor Plus like the XC version.
Bryce, it's your turn. What do you think about the tire choice in the rain in a situation and a track that you've never been to?
To be honest with you, Leonard, I watched a video on the track, and it looks super hard packed. So obviously, if it rains like it did at Ironman for us this year, I would probably go with a mud tire. But I don't plan on it raining. I hope it doesn't rain, so I hope we get to run on normal tires. But if it does, we'll figure that out when we get there. I don't even really want to think about rain. But if it's super bad, I would assume we would run a big tire, but we'll just play it by ear.
So let me ask you guys this. Joel and Chad, I know you guys are familiar with Mark. Bryce, you get to work with Mark in a normal basis on your team. How does it feel going overseas to, I don't mean to make it bigger than it is, but to represent your country with your guy as basically the team manager? How do you feel about that?
It's pretty cool, to be honest with you. Just to see Mark be in control of a lot of it, it's really cool, because just seeing my bike every weekend, it's always pretty good, or if not perfect. So it's super cool to see that he has control over a lot of this stuff, and just to ride for him again, it's always special. Mark's had quite the impact in this sport, and to ride for him every day, it's special for me. But I'm just super excited. I also have a good mechanic going over there, Casey. So it's super cool for me. This whole experience is going to be super fun, and I'm super excited to see what it brings.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I'd love to be one of those guys that got picked to be a mechanic over there and work with you guys. That's quite the honor. Those guys are handed a big task to take care of you three, and I know that they'll do you guys a great job. Have you worked with everybody, Chad, in the group that's going over?
Yeah, one way or another. I believe like on the team as, whether being here in ATV-MX or being at the Nations team. Mark, like, he's like the OG of, mechanics in our sport. Like, once I dove into the sport, like, Tim Farr's mechanic, so he was at the top, and I believe he's like the best candidate for the job, and we got the best people in the right places for each and every one of us, so it's going to be all up to us once we get there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Joel, you're pretty comfortable with the way they picked the group to support you guys?
Oh yeah. I mean, like you said, Mark is a legend of the sport. I've known him, worked with him, a long time, and just pretty confident when, a guy like that's going, just because he's going to, make the program. If there was something to do with any of our machines, like he's the guy that could, really finesse a quick fix or whatever the case was, and all of our mechanics as well. Like Chad said, we got the cream of the crop for this group or for this trip, and just a solid group. It's exciting having that, type of group go over there and be such a strong team. Like, it's going to be good. It's going to be a fun one.
I think it's going to be great. All three of you guys on similar machines with three great mechanics. Did the families get to go?
Like for me, I got myself, 2 kids, and my wife going, and their grandmother's coming with them, and we got a pretty good group like coming over with us. We have some plans to stay afterwards as well. Like, so I got my base, my family coming.
So, Chad, do you have a liaison or somebody that's going to look after them while you're doing your job? Or is is your wife pretty much schooled and got it handled?
Yeah, like my wife and like her mom is going as well. So they definitely, my wife takes a lot of the grunt work of the kids, and it'll be nice to have like their grandmother over there with them too. So yeah.
Joel, how about you? Who you got going with you?
It's just myself going from my family. Like I'll be flying with David Eller, the team owner of Phoenix, and my mechanic. But my family, it's my daughter's 4th birthday, so it was a real big toss up of what we were gonna do. And after a couple trips we made on a plane, just traveling this year, for us personally, we just thought it'd probably be better if the family stayed at home and had like a party here with her little friends and stuff like that, rather than to make the trek across the pond and just I don't know how it would be. Obviously Chad's gonna have his hands full. That's gonna be a long trip, but I'm sure them guys will handle it easy, be fine. But it is a long trip, and I'll be, like Carly said, you'll get to relax and watch movies the whole time. So I mean that is positive. I'm very sad that they're not, just for the birthday thing, and missing that will be it'll be a real tough day for me Saturday. But she'll have fun and hopefully won't even know I'm gone. So it should all work out.
So the goal here is to bring home gold for your baby girl.
Oh, if I don't, I'm going to be in trouble. So I know we got a strong, 3 guys right here. So we'll be fine. We'll bring home the gold.
You hear that, guys? The baby girl needs gold. So we all got to pitch in here. Bryce, who's going with you?
Pretty much all my biggest supporters, just the people that mean the most to me and impact my racing, my whole family, my brother, my mom, my dad, Izza, and my Nana. And I think my cousins might go there. My cousin's getting married over there, somewhere close to the race. So it'll feel like at home for me. I'll just be missing an RV, but no, it'll be good. Just the main supporters for me are going, and that's super awesome to me to have all those people over there. It really means a lot, because this is one of the biggest experiences and most exciting things I've done in my racing career. Going for a lot of racers, and it just means a lot to me, and I'm excited to see what we can do.
That's incredible. So I want to ask some personal questions, guys. Bryce, I'm going to start with you. When they started picking the team and they called you and told you that you were the guy, you were the number 3 guy, what emotions went through your mind?
To be honest with you, Leonard, I have a soft heart, and I got told it at High Point after I got on the podium, and I cried a little bit. It just means a lot to me to have Harv and Mark choose me. I know I work with Mark, but to truly see the work that I put in over the years pay off, it means a lot to me. Back in, I think they went in 2017, my brother went. I was too young to go, but I went last year, and just to see all 3 of them work together as a team, it's something that we don't get to experience a lot in racing, because it's an individual going out on the track, but obviously you work together as a team before you get there. So it's just super cool for me to work as a team with 2 of the best ever. I'm super excited, and it means the world to me to go. I've never been super loved in this sport, but I've always tried to work my hardest and be the best that I can be. And my parents have gave me everything they can. Everyone who supports me have gave me everything that they can. And it's finally paying off, and I'm just excited, like I said, to go over there and represent the U.S. and just do what we need to do. And just, yeah, all of it. It's super exciting to me. I'm sure when we get over there and when everything goes good and we win, that'll be another feeling that is really big to me.
I don't know where Joel went, but I'm sure he'll be back. Chad, when you got picked, I know this is your fourth time, and a gentleman from the Uruguay told you guys congratulations. I didn't want to miss that in the comments. Chad, when you got picked, I know, like I said, it's your fourth time. What kind of emotions do you go through, and how exciting is it for the family and yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Like, just knowing that you're in like the top, like the top category of like the best in the U.S. here, and yeah, it's being the fourth time going over. Like, obviously, the first time is extra special, but for me, I don't know how many more of these that I got, so I'm gonna keep enjoying them while they come, and just give my all every time I'm on the track, whether it's here or there. And we got a great group of people, and it's not only just the racing, but it's the memories that we make like off the track while we're there, being like that we're like living so close to each other for a week's time, and the meals that we share, and like just going to be a lot of memories and fun times. I know that.
And being that Joel's not here, I'm assuming that when he comes back, I'll have to ask that question of him, because it's such an honor to represent USA in so many different fashions. I have not. I've got to go overseas and do some stuff, with Pondezvous, but it's not the same being a rider wearing the American flag. Joel, this is your third time you've been picked to be a representative of Team USA. Let's get a little of your feedback on what it's like to be chosen.
It's a pretty cool deal. I mean, obviously, I feel honored to be chosen to go and be at that caliber of a racer that, I'm on the list of the officials, the guys, the best of the sport that want, me to go over and be a part of Team USA to try to bring back gold. That's makes me feel pretty good. I'm proud to say that I'm part of it. And, like I said, it's just, I'm honored to do it. It's first trip was really unique, going and just being in Italy with the team, and then getting to the venue and seeing how much different it was, and just the atmosphere of the fans and everything. It made it all, even more real to me when I got there the first time and witnessed, how big it really was, and not knowing anything about the race, and then going and seeing it and racing it. Super, glad that however it come together, that we're able to go do it, because it's really a experience.
How cool do you guys think it would be if they had the race in the States?
It would be nice, but I just don't know if that would ever be able to happen I don't know. I think it'd be really tough.
Because the logistics for all the European teams coming to the States?
Yeah, I would say that's the big, upset. Maybe not upset, but just big tackle that they're going to have to make to get here. I mean, it's expensive. They could do it. I'm not saying they can't do it, but it's a big deal.
Yeah, I think it is. And a lot of those teams will be able to travel there by their normal race vehicles, whatever buses they drive or vehicles. And to bring all of that to the States would be awesome. But that would be an expensive task.
Yeah.
You guys know how expensive it is just to take all your stuff over there. How do you like working out of the container, Joel?
Oh, the container's not bad. I could work out of a Ford Ranger. I mean, it don't matter to me. It's Ford Ranger all three of us might be a little tight, but we could make it happen. No, it's not bad. I mean, the container seems to work out for all of us. When they're working and trying to get stuff in and out, I feel like everyone really kind of understands when you should be sitting in the container and when you should be, out and about doing other stuff just because of what's going on at that point of the day. So it works out for all of us, mechanics, riders. I feel like it's tight, but it's big enough.
Let me ask you two. Let me ask Chad and Joel, when it comes to the fans and the amount of people that are going to want your attention, what are some of the best things that you could help Bryce with to prepare him for the onslaught of media and fans and just the larger groups of people that you're not normally used to dealing with in the States?
Yeah, I mean, just think about, like, there's a pretty large following of racers there in Europe, and you're seeing a lot of people pop up even on your screen here that they're traveling a long way to come see you, and just think of, like, seeing, your favorite racer, like, say, like a Ricky Carmichael or a James Stewart of, like, their time, and going to see them race for the first time. Like, you're gonna want to talk to them if you can, if you're like, if you have enough nerves to be able to go up there and talk to them. And, like, really cool because, like, here in the US, like, a lot of people get to see us all the time at the races, and this happens once a year there if we're lucky. So I think it's a really cool thing. Embrace it, enjoy it, and just enjoy the ride of it.
Joel, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these fans they're interesting because, like, they're so into it. They bring the chainsaws with the no blade and just screaming them, and, like, they got the horns and everything, and like they're pretty aggressive to where they'll just grab you and just, like, make you take a picture sometimes, I feel like. And it's just funny because, like, they don't mean anything by it, but you just get caught off guard because they're just so amped up that they wanna interact with you. But you're interacting with 10 other people, and someone else just comes and, like, wants to see you, and it's just pretty neat. Bryce he'll be having some fun because there's a lot of people that want to talk to you a lot of stuff, and it's really hard when the language barriers, it's up, and to gather everything they're trying to get, as well as other people talking to you and asking for stuff, it can get overwhelming, but it's really fun when you're watching your teammates race, let's say, and you're in the crowd with them, and you get to hear everything in action. It's pretty cool. It's a fun time.
So, are you ready for that, Bryce?
Yeah, I'm actually super excited for that. Just to see different fans at the race, it'll be super cool. And all the different countries when we went there 2 years ago, just they definitely some of them love the U.S. and some of them hate the U.S. just because they did so well. But it'll be super cool. Just seeing so many new people and like they said, the different languages they speak and just talking to new people and just trying to grow our sport and No, it'll be super cool for sure.
That's awesome. Is there an issue with any of the guys? Because I know that some of the people you've raced against in the past, were there ever any hard feelings with any of the other teams? Chad, you've been there the most.
I don't believe so. Like the run-ins that we have had is, I think it's just racing, maybe some accidental, like, moves, but, like, when we go over there, we don't know who we're racing against. Like, we really don't know many of them all that well. So we got to be, like, kind of careful when we're around people, even when we're lapping people, so it's just one of those things that you got to have eyes in the back of your head. And most of these riders, like, I've come to learn and know who they are, and we've raced with them for a couple of years now, and it's becoming more of, like, a normal feeling being out there. But honestly, I don't feel like there's like strong hatred. They're just competition is all.
That's a good way to look at it. Joel, mental preparation for race day. racing the nationals versus racing this style of race, how much different is it for you?
Oh, it's just a totally different thing. The I don't know, the amount of pressure / nerves you have at ATV motocross, where it's something that I don't know. I'm not saying I take it more serious than Quad Cross the Nations, but like that's our main thing we do. Like we've done it, all three of us, for a very long time. So there's really no stress or nerves, because if we go out there and ride to our full potential, years past, statistics shown like we're gonna finish up front. And I think with us being on a team and not having to really worry about each other on what position we get, that takes a lot of stress off of us. And I feel like we can ride a little bit more loose as far as like if I'm in front of Bryce, let's say, or he's in front of me, like he can hit the lines that he wants without, thinking, okay, this guy's going to come in on me and, push me over this berm. Like it's a lot different in my mental preparation, I would say.
The strategy of that is if Bryce is leading and you're in second, it doesn't really matter for the overall finish. Is it something where if third's close, are you going to help him go so that you guys go 1-2? Are there things like that planned out ahead of time?
Like we said before, I think everything just really gets talked about like at the race. Like if there was, someone that was in qualifying that was close to any of us, like maybe we would go over a strategy that would have that in it, just in case. Like, okay, like we'll run different lines or slow the race up, or let whatever happen and just try to advance whatever we can. But typically that we don't have to really worry about it. We go out there and based on Saturday's racing, qualifying races, like we can watch each other and see like what we did and what kind of pace we ran and how the competitors were. So you get a really good feel after Saturday of what we can do.
Well, Warnier and Walker are guys that I know, and they're both pretty fast. I know Harry Walker's getting faster and faster. He just got second in Pont-de-Vaux. And I know that some of those guys are going to be racing over there in the Czech with you guys.
I didn't know Warnier was. That's cool.
I don't know if Warnier is going to. I just seen a post with him in it. But I know he's fast. If he's going to be there, he's going to be fast.
Yeah, he rips.
Mm. Is there anything special that you do different to your machine to prep for this? Joel?
No. I mean, what they require is different than what, we require for the tech inspection. So we have a couple safety parts, I guess you could say. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't seen like the bike all done up, but I think there's a grab bar, like a number plate on the grab bar that goes straight up. Maybe there's just a couple different little things that we might have to run, like over the front sprocket. There might have to be a guard so you can't like obviously put your fingers in. Yeah, there's
right, shaking his head. So he must know that there's seen some of the differences.
No,
I know that they're not allowed to run tie components. And the exhaust over there is a lot quieter, and the feel that we run over here we can't use over there.
Did you guys get fuel to do some testing and tuning, and so that you're prepared?
Yeah, in my camp we did.
Chad?
Yeah. Everybody's received the fuel and being able to do their tuning here, and then so everything's kind of set before we get over there.
Yeah, I'm sure Mark took care of that for you, right, Bryce?
No, he didn't. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm riding on the same thing I'll be riding over there. I got the same exhaust, same feel. So
87.
It's pretty good. It's definitely a little bit different for sure. It doesn't have that bottom end bark that it usually has, but I'll just ride her a little bit more on the RPM.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good. I was wanting to get into a little bit more depth you guys have been so great at answering these questions and answering them extended. You've taken some of my long conversation out of it. In the chat, there's a lot of people that are cheering you guys on. I've seen chat. All of you guys have gotten accolades from people. You know, we've got it from Portugal, Uruguay. There's been a couple other countries that I can't remember, and there was somebody in there that called me an old man. I appreciate that. You know, Mark Notman is in here talking to us, and Josh Merritt's been in. What do you guys think about it if they picked a rider or riders from other series, maybe the top guys to ride with, maybe the top guy in the motocross? What would you think of that? Go ahead, Chad.
I feel like it'd be beneficial depending on like the track. Let's say, like when we went to Denmark or Germany, even like that track was so whooped and rutted and gnarly that I feel like having a rider that rides in the ruts and is used to riding big tires, that can be beneficial for sure. Like let's say when we went to the first one in Italy, it probably wouldn't have been like as much of a GNCC style setup or a work style setup, but I feel like it's not just the best riders for moto that can do this. So I feel like they can transfer over into, you know, either the woods setup. But honestly, I know what it takes for me to go ride a woods race and try to get used to that setup. So I know the transition from woods to moto is probably going to be pretty tough as well. So I feel like the time that you would have to need to be ready for that and be at the best that you can be is going to be tough. But let's say like some of these guys, they get a moto machine that they ride on frequently. I think that they should have their name in the hat for sure.
So do you guys know how that...
One more thing, like I did hear like having like a tryout. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like let's say you had, you know, one race like after an event or something like that, be like not to like be like go out there and just slaughter everybody, but like let's go out and do a 30-minute moto and see, you know, who's the best three guys. You know, I think that'd be kind of cool too. Give everybody a chance.
Break it down to possibly a short 30-minute races, maybe do 2 or 3 in one day and add the scores up, and there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be fun to do it that way. But also you have like the risk of, you know, that's another gate drop that, you know, things can go wrong as well.
Yeah, I mean, mechanicals or crashes. I mean, yeah. to race for the honor of wearing the American flag, that's you're gonna bring some aggression. You know, there's gonna be some people wanting to go really fast because they're gonna want to do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, there can always be things that happen. So I wouldn't say that you want to necessarily base it on one race, but maybe you can reassure your decision a little bit easier off of that as well.
We have a manufacturer from Pakistan that just chimed in. So if you guys want to get some parts made in Pakistan, that's the guy. I'm just saying, you know. Joel, what do you think about that, bringing some of those other guys in?
It'd be pretty cool. Now what Chad come up with, the race for the, you know, a spot, like that's pretty interesting. I think that would be something really unique that we could do, and I just don't know how, you know, where or when it would work, but man, that'd be cool. But you know, there's some really fast guys from different series that I think could do really well. Obviously, you know, it's like Chad said, it's more of a motocross setup, so they would need to be on, you know, smaller tires and dialed in for a moto type track. But other than that, like the talent's there. The, you know, multi-time champion Walker Fowler, like the guy, he's definitely capable of doing something like, you know, what we're about to go do. And I think, you know, just based on what we've done and the races we've raced so far, like the motocross guys are probably the better pick, but not saying like we couldn't win with a Walker Fowler or a guys of that caliber. Like they're legit racers, and I think they would be fine, but just as well as Bryce.
Yeah. Bryce, what do you think of having a race to pick everybody?
I think that would be awesome, to be honest with you. Lining up with guys that I race and then lining up against some of the Woods guys. I don't really watch a ton of the Woods stuff, but I hear obviously Walker Fowler and Bryce and Neil are really good. So I think it would be cool. I just think it would be super hard. I'm not saying those GNCC guys aren't good, but I feel like a motocross rider would do better on motocross. But it would be super cool to do a shootout race for whatever place or to get a spot on the team. I think that would be honestly pretty fair rather than just picking off the serious points, because you could have a bad year or you could have a really good year, So I think that would actually be super cool. I would be down 35, 40 minutes, whatever we need to do. Let's get her done.
That would be pretty cool to bring the top three from XC, top three from motocross, top three from works. That's 9 guys, top three across the line after 45 minutes, or do them a little shorter motos and do 2, or something like that. It'd be kind of tough. Most everything that you guys do is in the East, so you'd have to bring the guys from the West. They'd have to truck out to the East and do it.
Yeah, that's what I think is the hard thing is everyone just goes to GNCC and you have works and there's a ton of series that there are good riders. I mean, if you want to go to, let's say the track's flat, then you should select from TT riders as well. So, I mean, I don't know. I think motocross is I think they just made a baseline with it. And I think it's worked pretty well over the years. Like the team before Thomas, Joel, and Chad, and then Jeffrey was on there one year. I think it's been a solid pick, but it would definitely be cool to do a shootout like that, just to see where everyone stacks up.
Yeah, the AMA would eliminate works because it's not an AMA thing.
Yeah, well, that sucks, but I mean, yeah. I don't think it'd be an AMA thing if we did a shootout race, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Mark and Harv could decide after that. But no, I mean, it'd be super cool. To be honest with you, I don't even really personally like talking about that because I feel like that question's a little bit, my direction because I'm the third guy on the team. But
no, it wasn't at all, Bryce.
No, I get that, but I'm the first guy to get knocked off, and I'm just super excited for this opportunity and just really want to enjoy it and don't try not to think about questions or stuff like that.
Then we'll change the subject as soon as we get Chad back on here. Did you see that what was the country that just flashed up there? Did you guys see that?
On comments here?
Yeah, there was it flashed in there. And I was going to say something, but we lost Chad there for a second.
Team Puerto Rico.
Hey.
That's someone from the U.S. saying that.
Well, yeah, they don't get to. They have to fall under our banner, don't they?
I'm not sure, but I know a lot of people want a B team, which they would call Puerto Rico. But I don't know if that's realistic or not.
I don't think you can take 2 teams, can you?
Well,
I think years past they've taken USA riders for Team Puerto Rico.
Really?
Yeah, like they did that at the Nations. I'm pretty sure, like dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what the outs of it is, but I know I've seen, for instance, like Alex Martin. He's rode for Team Puerto Rico before.
Yeah, Pastrana was on the team. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, Pastrana, Wyndham, and Sipes at
really
USA. Yeah, at Red Buds.
Somebody in the chat said you get 2 teams if you host.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's cool. There was also a question about exhaust. Do all 3 of you guys run the same exhaust when you go over to race these races?
let's say not the same. Like I think Bryce had to switch. I think you had to switch exhaust brands, didn't you?
Bryce?
Me? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm running a Doma. That thing sticks out pretty far. I got to get an extended grab bar, I'm pretty sure.
That's not too cool, but it's going to be what it's going to be, right?
It actually is pretty nice to ride a bike that quiet. It sounds different here on the limiter, but just to ride it that quiet, it's sort of enjoyable, and the neighbors might like it a little bit more.
They're asking Chad if the FMF passes tech.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Like my spec exhaust, it does pass. We tested it before we left, and I had a different spec as well that was quieter than what I race here. So, like what I race here, I'm able to take that on and race it there as well.
Joel, does that work out for you too?
No, I can't run the exhaust I race with.
So you had to switch to a different brand, or did they make you a special exhaust?
I don't really know right now. Like I have it in the container with an FMF, but like last I've known, it could be a different exhaust, or it might be doing one special for us right now. I'm not entirely sure, but it's be one of those two.
Do you guys know the decibel rating that you have to meet?
I think it's 115, 114.
How do they measure that?
Off the red box.
Oh, wow. That's pretty loud. Yeah, there it is, 115. That's pretty loud.
Quiet.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very noticeable from our normal here to what it is there.
Yeah.
How much power does it rob?
Like Bryce had said, like you'll lose a little bit off the bottom, but I think it actually helps a little bit on top. But like it's just kind of like you can tune it to try and help it so it doesn't rob it so much. But I feel like everybody's in the same boat. It's not like one of us is running like an open exhaust and the other teams are running like closed exhaust. So everybody's in the same boat. But it is definitely a difference because not only the fuel, but the exhaust as well.
The fuel affects the amount of compression you can run, and then you have to adjust timing if you're going to try to run higher compression, which affects your overall output of power. So you guys are definitely down on power from what you're used to riding, all three of you.
From what I've understood from Mark is where the big loss is at, is the fuel mainly. The pipe isn't super bad, but he says the fuel, it definitely isn't as good, and it's definitely a little bit noticeable on the bottom. But like Chad said, we'll all be running the similar. It's all the same decimal, so it should. I mean, it's going to affect everyone, but the fuel's definitely different. If the pipe doesn't change it that much.
Joel, have you had any issues transitioning to the different motor combination when you go over there?
No, like our motor will be the same, but just the fuel, like they're saying, is it's a lot different. So like tuning was quite a bit different. I feel like we spent a good couple hours at the track getting it dialed in to be strong for that whole 30 duration. Just dumping the fuel in and going with the map that we currently have running our race fuel it was not even. It took a little while to get it to where it needed to be, but I'm happy now with what we got and confident that it's going to be fine.
Anything else that you guys need to prep for over here that you would normally not have to face when you go to that environment? Chad, I can see your gears are spinning over there.
Traveling 7 hours by plane.
Well, yeah.
The week before. No, like I think just like most of the tracks that we ride here, like we've raced them before, so we're going over there to race a track that we've never touched before. So just being able to acclimate to that and be able to ride it fast pretty quickly.
Well, you're also all 3 seasoned professionals, so I think adapting to the different track and the different conditions, that portion should come pretty quick.
Food.
It's the food and the time change, I think, that's going to be more of a drastic deal.
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome. Gentlemen, I want to just tell you from where I sit how honored I am to even be sitting here talking with you and you guys taking your time out of your busy schedules. Everybody here in the U.S. is cheering for you and backing you any way we can, and we'll all be rooting for you. And I know before you leave, from myself and anybody that's in my circle, if any of you need anything, we're here for you, and we'll be able to try to take care of anything that you need. I know you have an amazing support group, all 3 of you. So go give them hell, guys, and thank you so much for representing the United States, the greatest country in the world, and you guys are the 3 fastest men on the planet. So go get it done.
Thank you, Leonard.
Thank you, sir. Looking forward to it.
Always my pleasure, gentlemen. Always my pleasure. Bryce, do us proud, young man. Do us proud. And listen.
I will. I'm gonna give her the beans every time I'm on that track. I promise you. I'm focused. I'm ready. I've been riding just like I would for any other race. So I'm ready. I'm not gonna fool around over there. Anything. I'm gonna go however long the moto is, 25, 35, whatever it is. I'm going hard the whole time. It's gonna be nice over there because, like Joel said earlier, there's not a ton of stress on just points and all that other stuff. So it's just focus on your team and yourself and just do the best you can. And I feel like it'll come to me. So I'm gonna give her all I got, and it'll come, and everything will be good.
Joel, you have a message from Zach Harper for your parents. Make sure you take care of that. Okay.
Yep.
I love this comment thing on the bottom. It's so hard though to keep the questions going and the conversations going and read some of those. But it's a pleasure, gentlemen. And Bryce, make sure you listen to these seasoned veterans. These guys are awesome. There's 11 championships sitting right there, and probably more than that if you take in their amateur careers as well.
Oh, I will for sure, Leonard. I've grew up looking up to these 2. I've been around the nationals, just watching them. They're definitely insane fast on a track, and I know the mindset they have to go out there and win each year and get faster. So they definitely know what they're doing, and they've been overseas a couple times to this race. So any advice they'll give me, I'll soak in. I'm going to be a sponge over there because it's my first ever time. So I'm just ready for it and ready to learn from these 2.
I'm jealous. I wish I could be going over there with you guys. Again, thank you so much, gentlemen. And I'll be in touch with you after you come home, so maybe we can do this again and go over the race and talk about how much fun you had.
Right on. Sounds good.
Yeah. Thank you again. You guys have a great evening, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you, Leonard.
Thank you, Leonard.
Thank you.
The team here at ATV-TALK would love your feedback. Please email us at hello@atvtalkpodcast.com.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, don't forget to rate us on all the available platforms and share us with your loved ones. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more ATV Talk news. See you next time.